Dumb Blonde Teachers podcast.
The podcast where three blonde teachers in their mid to late 20s
tried to navigate life, boys and books and wanted to bring you along for the ride.
So are you a dumb blonde teacher?
Well, strap up, ladies. It's time for CPD outside of the classroom.
Let's do this.
Woo! Let's go. For second time.
Welcome to the podcast. What's our intro? Dumb blonde teachers.
Oh.
Hey.
Hey.
Are you a dumb blonde teacher? Teacher.
Wow. Hey. Oh.
Hey. Everybody fucking jump! Oh my god. Okay. Right, calm down. Calm.
I swear, I feel a bit. Is that coffee
Guys,
spikes?
through these headphones, that sounded sick. Morning, children. But you know, I played up to it. I was like, guys, you know I'm not very well. I cannot be talking over you. They're like, we're sorry. They're so
But you
sweet.
actually have to, because they do care about you, right? You're like their parent, basically. You see them more than their parents do. Like, they love you. They love you. They love
They might
us.
not know it, but they do.
Yeah, we love them. Can't say it, because that sounds a little bit weird, but we do love them.
We had no, this isn't the point, but we had an inset day and we were talking about what to do if a child says, I love you, because we talked about like appropriate relationships.
No.
And then we came up with thank you.
Yeah, that's...
Or I love being your teacher. I
Yeah.
love
Oh,
teaching you. I love having you in my class. Or thank you. We were like, you don't say I love you too.
I know, I always go,
Absolutely
oh, thank you, that's so kind.
Yeah. I'm like, that's so lovely of you. Thank you so much.
I know. I'm like,
Anyway. Hello.
oh. It's a little bit different if you
Excuse me. It's my turn to talk. You've had your turn.
go for it, Poppy. No, Rose.
Oh,
Rose
God.
Bush.
We have a solid 26 minutes to record this podcast.
Let's go.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this episode of the Dumb Blonde Teachers podcast. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about teacher identity and the struggles that some of us may face when we try to just be ourselves and be who we are as a teacher, because sometimes they can overlap a lot. So to start off the episode, I thought it would be interesting to find out from all of us what 3 words make up your identity. How would you identify yourself? Maybe Lily can go first.
So, off the top of my head, going in here very quickly, I think my identity is... It's a lot harder than I thought, girls. Do I not know who I am?
Is this what we're going to get from this episode? We don't know who we are.
Maybe I don't. Who am I? Okay, no. Oh, this is sad. Who am I? The gym is my identity.
I am Jim. Hi. Nice to meet you, I'm Jim.
Food. Okay. Food is part of me and my life. And people, food, gym.
Oh, okay.
That's my identity.
Okay. I mean, I feel like I need to introduce myself.
I
Poppy. I Poppy. So hey, it's me, Poppy.
Hi.
My identity. Okay, so I don't know whether you guys are both the same, but I definitely have my personal identity and then my teaching identity, which just start to infuse a little bit.
but in 3 words.
Yeah, Poppy.
Okay,
Question.
I'm just flying far ahead. Back to the question. Oh my god. No, because nobody knows the fucking identity.
No, but shoot. Wait.
3 words, girl. 3 words.
This for the listeners. This is right. Listeners, have a go at this. Pause this right now. Have a go at this. It's
3
harder
words
than
to
it
describe
seems.
your identity.
It's
3
so
words.
hard. Mine's boring. I'm so boring. Why have I got friends?
Okay, we'll have a moment for you to have a breakdown soon. Poppy, 3 words to
Poppy,
describe
my
your-
identity, family, free time.
It's
It's
not
not.
free time.
My
It's not
values.
your identity.
It fucking is.
But what do you do in the free time?
That's it. Fuck those.
Okay, girl, we're boring together.
I'm spiraling. I'm spiraling.
Oh
now.
no, guys! How long are we into this episode? We're probably like 2 minutes into the episode and we're spiraling already.
We should have thought this before.
I think it's
we
good.
don't know who we are, but this is the point, right? We don't know how to identify ourselves.
Because I'd say my 3 words. If someone said straight away, I go teacher. I'm a teacher.
Oh.
Teacher is part of my identity, and then it's probably like social and creative. Like I'd say they're my 3 things: teacher, social, and creative.
Oh, yours is solid.
That's funny because none of obviously me.
Maybe
and
I
Lily,
needed to model it for you first.
Me and Lily
I
haven't
think
said
I
teaching
need
in ours
that.
at all.
Yeah, I know. Is that
Yeah.
bad, puppy? Are we in the right careers?
So for the main segment of this episode, we're going to be deeping what we just discovered, which is that we're not 100% sure what our identities are. And, for me especially, I think teaching has almost become my identity. Is that because I don't know who I am? Well, actually, okay, to get deep into this.
Ooh.
I said on the last episode that I feel like I spent a lot of 2023 kind of grounding myself and figuring out who I am. And I feel like a lot of that was because I had made being a teacher my entire personality, which is really, really hard not to do. Because, you apply for a skit or a PGC, right? Everybody's asking you, did you get on? Like, how's it going? So you finally get onto one, amazing. When's it starting? Are you excited? You start. All everyone asks you is, how's the skit going? And all you want to talk about is the kids in your class. You've got loads of stories to tell, loads of things going on. All of your friends end up being teacher friends, especially because I moved 350 miles across the country to do my PGC for some reason, and I'm still here. But all my friends were then friends from my skit, so teacher friends. So then that kind of just becomes everything. And then when you actually get your first ECT job, it's so demanding, and you are so exhausted that you don't have time for anything else other than your job, planning, and your teacher friends.
Oh, preach.
So then who are you outside of being a teacher?
Absolutely.
And I think I'm kind of realising it, and I'm really battling with it at the moment, just trying to, I don't know, see myself as something other than that, which sounds really sad.
Not be consumed by your job.
It's
really hard
almost,
though.
by your role.
And it's really hard because, we've talked in previous episodes, and I'm sure we'll do a full episode about this at some point, but you get home every weekday, you go straight to bed, you spend your weekends mainly just getting yourself physically ready for the week ahead by sleeping, and you do your food shop, you do your washing, and you do your planning and your marking. I don't know, it's really hard to find time to discover who you are.
And you spend your Sunday almost being scared to start your Monday because you're back into that routine again of giving your whole self to these 30 other children.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah.
So I'd say this past year in 2023, especially towards the last couple of months of it, I've tried to start doing things for hobbies. So after school, rather than being I'm so tired, I'm going to just fall asleep, I started doing air dry clay crafts on the nights. And I think I did hyperfixate and overdo it a little bit towards Christmas because I made everyone's Christmas presents. Well, I bought them things too, but I did make things, which was just a bit stressful. Anyway, I digress. I think that really helped me kind of be oh, actually, I kind of forgot I am creative. I've got my whole degree is a creative degree. My whole background in the workforce is creative industries. I'm really creative, and I kind of just forgot.
Yeah.
It's really easy to do. So I think for me, my identity is being a teacher. For Christmas, I absolutely love her for it. I'm here for it. My sister got me these pencil earrings, a new school bag, a teacher lunchbox, all these teacher things. And do you know what? I was so excited. I was I love teacher merch. Teacher merchandise, best teacher mug, get me it. Teachers always complain, don't they? Oh, I'm sick of another mug.
I'll be one of those teachers.
No, I want the whole cupboard full of best teacher mugs. I love it.
My parents got me a teacher mug, and it made me feel such an adult.
Yeah.
I was I love this. I'm a teacher. I love that.
Oh my
I'm
God, girls,
inspiring
that is
my
not
students.
me.
But does that just scream, you've taken this a bit too far?
Screams, you need help, girl.
Too far, Rose. You need to why don't I want a mug of my favourite I don't know, mugs are actually kind of ugly. As well.
Favourite, like,
nice puns.
naked male movie star?
Oh my god.
Do you know what? I don't have a favourite male
No,
movie star.
same. My students asked me this, and I was like, back in the day, I liked Zac Efron in High School Musical, if you know what that is.
Girls, I watched Emily in Paris the other day, and Lucy and Lavith Count is on it, and my lord, what a beautiful specimen
Oh,
he
I need
is.
to watch it now.
Please. Anyway,
I digress.
digress again. Sorry, guys.
Okay, so yeah, that's me. That's my personality. That's my
whole personality.
You are a teacher.
That's my identity. Is that right now my identity is that I'm a teacher, but I'm making moves to try and move away from that a bit, whilst also still being a good teacher, and that's hard. But that's me.
Nice. I mean, as you were speaking, I was also jotting down some words that I could describe my identity. None of which have anything to kind of do with teaching. Well, actually, I think they do. I think my identity is that I'm empathetic, and that does translate into the job that I do.
Oh, that's
I
lovely.
do care a lot more about everybody else than probably myself, which is not great in some scenarios. A lot of my job as well is pastoral and well-being. So always looking out for other people and trying to help them, basically. And there's a lot of stuff in my personal life that I have to be there for people, and yeah, some tricky things I've had to go through. So I think I'm quite empathetic, and I quite like that as a identity thing. I was going to copy you, Rose, and say creative too, because that is my background as well.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, and it's just trying to find ways of like finding your spark and your passion a little bit, because I've definitely lost that, because I teach art as well, so I've kind of lost that little creative buzz that I used to have, that used to drive me a little bit, and then my other one was being driven, which I think I've lost a little bit through teaching, which is not great. I think I'm very driven in my job, but maybe not in life at the moment. But maybe my third identity word I need to work on a little bit this year.
Girls, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, this is emotional.
This is more emotional than I thought.
We started off the episode screaming and shouting, getting all like giddy, and now we're actually like having
yeah.
a realisation almost.
I think
so
the
deep.
actual, like, spending a few minutes just think about how would I describe my identity in 3 words is actually quite a good, reflective thing to do. I think, if you haven't tried it already, give it a go.
Wow.
Right, Lily, over to you.
Do you know, I've just been really listening, and I'm not joking. I feel like I'm having an existential crisis during this podcast.
Oh no.
I'm
every day.
me every day of the week. I'm literally sat here and I'm like, what is my identity, and how I feel like it's changed.
Do you think teaching's a big part of it?
I would say,
because I'm a bit 50-50.
yeah, I think I'm more towards you, Poppy, because I think I just try so hard to not allow teaching to define me.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be defined as just being a teacher, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I've tried so hard to not talk about teaching outside of my teaching life.
See, I do that so much,
So
and I
do
love
I.
it. I almost see it as like a badge of honour. Like, I'm a teacher.
Yeah.
My whole personality is I'm a teacher.
That's
Because
because you should be proud, right?
Yeah, and funny, interesting stories.
absolutely.
And things like that. Like,
But I'm probably overly conscious about boring people, you know, because I've had lots of jobs before teaching. So I think I always try and see myself as, actually, you're not just one-dimensional.
mm-hmm.
But I think I'm fixated with not being... I just think I'm trying to stop myself being what I am, mate. I don't know.
It's probably quite healthy though to not be too absorbed in your career.
Because, you know, what is a teacher? We
that's hard to
boss
do.
people about. We're organised. We're empathetic.
Generous.
We're like really wholesome and really sweet.
Yeah, because
and
we talked before about dating and how we'd gravitate towards people who may be teachers because we know what their personality's like and that they're generous, empathetic there.
But isn't it odd? Because I said I wouldn't. I said I avoid men that are teachers like the plague.
Interesting.
See, I think we said before, like, I would go for a man that was a teacher because I'd be like, oh, they're going to be really kind.
Exactly.
And, you know, just
Maybe that's why I'm getting it wrong, girls.
family men. Yeah, you need to stop going for Marines. Can we say that?
Well, you just did.
We need to stop going for men that live 5 hours away. And you need to
I've
stop
also
going for
done
Marines.
that. I've also done that. Men in the forces. Men in the forces, okay.
Anyway, dating episode is coming soon,
Yeah.
don't worry.
No, I think I avoid, I don't know. I feel like, to me, girls, this is so deep. This is the existential crisis coming out. So like when you're on, your deathbed.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
Morbid.
It is morbid, right. But basically, I don't want to be like, oh, she was such a good teacher.
Oh, that's so true.
Okay?
No, can we have a moment of silence for that?
I actually got goosebumps.
I know,
Yeah,
girls,
me too.
I got goosebumps.
I'm gonna cry.
Join me in this
Wait.
existential crisis, please.
Say it again.
You ready? Oh, she was such a good teacher.
On your deathbed, that's what everyone says about.
Yeah. Well, if that's what you're identifying as, then I want to be so much more than that, right? It's okay, girls. Just take that in. Because I've been taking it in for the past 5 minutes. Hence why I'm nearly crying.
I actually think I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, I know.
But what?
Or could that be a badge of honour?
No.
No, being a teacher. Okay.
It could be like part of what
Part
they say.
of it, exactly.
But it shouldn't be like
the
thing.
That I
like
leave.
if somebody was, say if I was dating someone, right? And then they were going to tell their friends about me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She's a
And their friends would be like, oh, tell me about the new person you're dating. And the first thing they say is, she's a teacher.
Yeah.
Is that what I want?
no.
No.
Or do I want them to say, oh, she's
Really
funny
warm.
and she's travelled to these places and this is what she's like and this is the things we do together? Or do I want to say, firstly, she's a teacher. Oh, she also like travels sometimes. Like, what do I want them to say?
That's what I mean. So I've literally been sat here like, what would people say about me? I don't want my teacher presence to be my life presence.
Yeah.
Teaching is part of my life. I don't know about you girls, but I don't want it. I don't want it to be my life. I don't want it to consume my life.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't know if everybody out there agrees, but it's so easy to let it do that because, I mean, let's be honest, if one of my children isn't meeting expected grades, I have a meltdown. Oh my God, I'm failing them. I'm ruining their life. So their life I feel so responsible for, so then
Yeah.
I put my life into it.
Yeah.
And I just think, it's just...
It's hard to find that balance.
Please, guys, DM us on our TikTok
tips.
account if you've got tips, because
Or
clearly,
Instagram.
or Instagram. I feel like we need your view on this too.
Yeah, massively, because, I'm assuming most people listening are teachers, or, even if you're not a teacher, you probably have a
Want to
career.
get into teaching.
Or you feel the same, or you're just like, oh, you're dumb and blonde, or you're not dumb but you're blonde, or you're anything like who you
You're
want
just
to be, or you're just out there listening, and we appreciate you.
We
by the
do
way.
appreciate you. But maybe you're feeling the same, like you're not sure what your identity is. And do you know what? Through this, I don't think I've discovered what my identity is, but I've discovered what I don't want it to be.
Yeah.
Oh, that's positive.
Is it?
Yeah, because I think we're always working on our identity and things like that, and it changes
It
and fluctuates,
changes.
and we are mid to late 20s, so
And like I said, like
quarter life crisis, here we come.
here I am, and I'm
Here I am.
literally in it right now. I'm having it during this episode. Yeah, and I feel like my identity has changed a lot since being a teacher. But I'm not regretting that. I'm just very aware of... Girls, this has made me realise what I want to do with the rest of my year.
I genuinely am having
I'm feeling
revelations.
motivated. I'm motivated right now to make the most out of my year. I've got more podcasts coming, girls. I'm feeling some inspiration right now.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm so glad we've done this podcast today.
I don't know if we've actually said anything, like, we haven't given actionable tips like how to find yourself and find your identity. But I think maybe, hopefully, if you're listening, we've sparked, a thought process within you that you weren't already having, because I think we've just done that for ourselves. Because
Absolutely.
just for context, we're so organised that we sat down an hour ago and we recorded last week's episode and then this one. And at the end of last week's episode, we said, we'll make an episode about identity. And we just did it with no planning, with no thought. And this is what we've come out with.
So this is all real.
Yeah. And we just had, because we were having a conversation, we were like, stop having this conversation, let's record it. And this is this episode. So it might be a bit like bitty, but hopefully you've had this moment of realisation with us.
I hope you can relate. And I'm not going to lie, I started this feeling worried with your question, Rose. And I've ended it feeling like, oh, like I know where I'm going to go from here. Like, you know, I know I've got some form of knowledge now of what I don't want my identity to be. So I've learnt something. And I'm truly grateful for this podcast episode.
Thinking about 3 words to describe your identity.
You still on that, are you, Poppy?
It's a good shout. I'm still thinking.
But I was going to say, we're still waiting for Poppies.
The cogs are whirring.
That's it. Now we're all going to have existential crises.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Until we find these 3 words.
You are welcome.
So, hopefully you're not in as much of a weird state as we are right now.
But
Maybe
if you are, we're going through it together, right?
If you are, message us, DM us, because you know we've got to go through this together, girls and boys. We've got to go through this together.
We want to see those DMs actually, and we will reply to as many as we can. Okay, get them in.
And do you know what? If we get enough, we could even do a podcast episode where we reply to them.
Yeah, we can have them like on air.
We can
and read them out. We'll get some of you on even. You know, let's make this interactive.
Interactive podcast.
Okay. I said my identity is people. Let's get the people on. Come on.
For the people. Okay. So, as we do every episode, we want to end the episode on a lovely quote because we are... Unless there's anything else you guys wanted to say.
No.
You're just looking at me weird.
I'm good.
Just surprised you had the quote ready.
That's what I've been on my phone this whole time.
I'm ready. I'm ready. Inspire me.
So, as you know, we end every episode on a lovely quote because these podcast episodes go out on Sundays and we do that intentionally to help with the Sunday scaries and to help you go into the new week in a positive mindset. So today's quote is based on what we've been talking about, and I actually can't really pronounce the name of the person it's from.
I think it's Lao Tzu.
Lao Tzu. Yeah. Anyway, the quote is, knowing others is intelligence. Knowing yourself is true wisdom.
Oh, that's beautiful.
As teachers, we're intelligent. We know others. We know our children very well. We can read people. But do we know ourselves? That is true wisdom.
So take time, guys. Take time to know yourself. You know, go for a walk, journal, write things down, meditate.
Journaling is massive
all the way.
Because it helps you like get your thoughts out
onto the page, and once they're out of your head, they're not as clouded.
Even if you don't want to write, just voice record yourself saying it.
Text it, put in your notes app.
And just
talk
say
to someone. That's why talking is a therapy, okay? Like, when you get your thoughts out, they make more sense. They're more transparent.
Do you know what's really funny? Before we started recording, we said, let's record something nice and light-hearted for the end of January. And this has been the deepest podcast yet.
And we dived in real deep, so we apologise.
But I promise you, next week, we are going to do something nice and light-hearted. The week after is going to be all about dating. We're going to have a special guest come on.
Special guest.
So, yeah, we'll see you. We'll catch you then. Thanks for listening, guys.
Bye.